Okay, everybody, so this is the third video for today, just on the hoses. Yeah, just replace a hose. Yeah, you know why you pay us good money? Because it ain't easy, period. So, a couple things you need to know. After you take that hose out and you put their piece of crap, copper very thin washers between that banjo boat, they leak. So then you go get your good stuff. And you got a nice thicker copper washer, put it on there, and make sure that line going down, there's a landing on it. You have to make sure it goes against the caliper flush. It can't just go on any way. You have to make sure there's a little line. You'll see, look closely, and put your glasses on, and then you'll notice, and you go all the way to the caliper, then tighten it down. But use a better quality washer than what it comes with. So the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna gravity bleed it. You take the top of the master off, the cover right here. This is the cover. The large side in the back is going to be your front brakes because it has more fluid in it for the calipers. And you get a small side. These always collapse down. Just raise them back up. No big deal. This small side, not here on that, on the master cylinder. I'm just showing you here. The smaller side is going to be for rear brakes because the wheel cylinders are very small and your rear brakes don't break much. The calipers are breaking a lot. You got a big caliper or you got a little wheel cylinder. You know, it's exaggerated, but you know what I'm getting at. Try not to get this stuff on your fenders or anything else or on your paint. It will remove the paint, period. So top it off, some dot 3. That's what I did. Put the top back on, kind of loose. There's a bracket that goes over at the top to shut it off. Pump it up a couple times, and you grab that bleeder valve and you unloosen it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring you over there. Hopefully you could see it right. I'll try my best. Like I said, make sure you have no leaks. Even after you pump it up, put a little pressure on it. I have a different way of doing things. There are ways like hoses and chuck valves and all kinds of crazy stupid things you buy. And I found out the easiest way to do it is just a long breaker bar like this and like a 1/2 inch drive. This is it. This is my special tool. So what I do is after I bleed it and you gravity bleed it, crack the bleeder and you'll let it drip, drip, drip. And you'll see bubbles pop now. The bubbles are the air. You can't compress air in a hydraulic system. You need complete fluid. Let that bubble out a little bit, right? And then close it. You go over to the brake pedal, pump it a couple times, let it off. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this valve, this tool, and you're gonna push it all the way down the pedal, all the way, after you uncrack it, uncrack the valve, the brake valve, and push this all the way to the brake fluid, to the floor, your brake pedal. This is gonna go on the brake pedal, push the brake pedal to the floor, and wedge this against the seat. And don't let it go back up, and that's it, you're done. Then go over to the valve and shut it off. So I'm gonna be doing this while you see the air coming out on that side. So let's bring you over there, and that should be the end of the video for now. But there's the master cylinder right on the top. And I'll show you a little closer what I was talking about. So here's the top of the master cylinder. This bracket here, you gotta pull off this way. The smartest thing is to pull it this way, and always don't push it this way because then you're gonna have fluid come out just in case. And you're gonna take your cover off. That's your large side on this side, that's your small side on this side. This is for your front brakes, this is for your rear brakes. Make sure you put your cover back on when you're pumping brakes up. You don't really have to keep it. And this is how you would lock it in on the older ones. It's not so easy to do it with one hand, but you kind of get like, I didn't mean to do that. I try to tell you not to make a mess when I'm doing. I'm trying to do it with one hand, not an easy thing to do. There you go. Usually you go that way, but usually two hands, but it was very hard to do with one hand. So you locked it in, you're done. You could do this, you might as well just do it this way, but when you're doing this, you can't gravity bleed. You have to take the cover off the gravity bleed because it won't be able to get the fluid down. So we're gonna show you down at the end how the line is done here. Oh, hopefully you can see pretty good. I'll tilt you up the best I can, and then I'll show you these really thin washers that they gave me are a piece of crap. Didn't work. I use a nice heavy thick washer. It's still a copper washer, but I use a thick one. What you're gonna do is on this top here, this bleeder valve, use a 6.38 socket. Put it on there, go back and forth until it's loose. It is loose, but when you're done with it, put this to the side and use a line wrench or any kind of wrench. I use a line wrench because it grabs more of the bleeder valve, and then crack your bleeder valve. You can see the bleeder valve dripping out right there. And now I'm gonna pump it and fluid's gonna shoot out. Once it's down to the floor, I lock it up. I come here and I'll lock that down. Do it 2 or 3 times, you'll be done. Okay, that's my fluid system. Not a very sophisticated system, but that's it. Tighten it up. Now you go pump the brakes a couple more times. What you're going to do is you can crack the bleeder again. I'm really a better fan using this side. She's kind of, I'm just going to do it this way. So if you do it with 2 minutes, easier, but there we go. Let's do that. Fluid's coming out. It's pouring out. Let's do it one more time and then we'll check the fluid. Tighten it up. One more time and that's it. Now the last time I'm going to do it, as I compress that, you can't really see what you're doing unless you're looking through a video camera, so you could set your camera up and then look through it. I mean, that's one way of doing this. So let's do one more time, pump it up again. You can almost see when you're opening, when you crack this open, you almost won't even see any bubbles anymore. Yeah, nice and smooth. One more time and that's it. Okay, so my wrench slipped twice on me, so I'm gonna tighten this up. Let me do it one more time. Let me tighten it up this time. Pump it up again. While I was doing that, I checked the fluid. Really didn't use much fluid, so it pumped up. It's probably fine, but try not to let that brake go back, loosen up on you. Try to, when you get it to the floor, not let it pop off like I did twice in a row. There you go. You don't want to get air in the system. Okay, so that's it. Tighten it down, you're done. That's it. That's bleeding the brakes. That's it. Don't tighten it too tight. Clean off the brake clean. And that's all she wrote. Alright. So now we just top off the master. I'll show you that. Right here. Man, it's really hard to do with one hand. You know what? Let me see if I can put you up here. These tripod. That's better. So take off your cover. Pop your fluid in a little bit. Don't go all the way to the top. Leave a little room. You really never should have to ever air brake fluid. Never. It means when your brake fluid goes down, there's a sensor in there. It'll turn a brake light on, and that's when you know your brakes are low. If you keep topping this off, you're never gonna know because it will never go below the sensor. So I don't know if these ones have sensors on them even. I do not think so. These don't even have a sensor on them. So an old 91 Jeep, you should have luck. So usually there's a sensor here, a low pressure, not a low pressure, but a low level sensor. And once it goes under that sensor, the sensor goes on, sends boop, brake lights, brakes, oh no, I'm gonna freak out. No, all you do is put usually pads on the front and you're done. Compress the pistons, the fluid goes back to where it's supposed to go, it goes above level, you never have to bleed nothing. But this is a little more, a little more. So when you think, I just got to get lines on the front, it costs me $400. You go do it with an older Jeep and it's going to cost you more because you're going to run into problems. Now, I made that look simple, but trust me, it's not so simple. You have to spray things, clean things, do things, organize it. It's not as easy as you think. So have fun trying to do that, but that is how you would change a line. That's how you would bleed it back. You got a nice solid pedal. You're good to go. You're going to do the opposite side the same way. There's no difference. Sometimes you do both at one time. You do one, do the other. Just try not to get a lot of fluid out of the system and try not to drain the master. If you try to drain the master, then you got to bleed the master, bleed the brake. It's just pain in the butt. This way, if you're contained to that one side, usually there's no air in all lines. They say, oh, you got to do this one, that one. Don't. Just do that side. Trust me. You're gonna mess with the rears. There's no reason. There was no loss of fluid. There was no air back there. That fluid was all there. Trust me, it's not gonna get back there. It just doesn't. All right, everybody. That's it for today. Hopefully, we'll be on the road. I'll pop the tires on. We'll get it on the road. See ya.